Now, I didn't set this up correctly because, like I said, I was in Hastings and I was kind of in a hurry. But the artwork that you chose earlier in the process would normally show up there because you set it in your WordPress plugin back in step 4. Right? Name, author, your descriptions will show up there, your categories. And once you do that, look, you hit submit and you're done. Really. And then at that point, I didn't actually hit submit here because I just put in a bogus URL for the feed. But had I put a real podcast feed in there, it would have said, okay, we'll get back to you. iTunes will approve or not, hopefully approve your podcast, and then they'll give you the URL that you take back to your website and plug into your plugin to make the whole thing work. And we talked about that briefly in step 4. This is where you get that URL. So,
can we hire you to do this for us?
I hadn't really considered that, but maybe.
Just get us set up.
We can talk about that after the.
Great.
Yeah, sure. So for a group that was originally called a Social Media Club, I think it was, or
something.
Yeah, this is social media NM. Social media NM, yeah. I don't have to tell you that services like Twitter and Facebook are valuable for promotion, but some are more valuable than others. I don't want you to overlook a few things. I don't want you to overlook the value of blogs and building a name for yourself by visiting other websites and making comments on their content. Because every time you do, you'll get a link back to your site. And that's how you can build an audience. Forums and message boards can also be good for you. If you join a community of like-minded people in whatever your topic is, that can be a great source of listeners for your show. And press releases. If you've ever done a press release, and I have, they can be very hit or miss, depending on what you're announcing. But it's worth doing because it's free. You can go to a site like prweb.com and sign up for the basic package and send a press release out for free. And speaking of the press, there's a service now called HARO, or Help a Reporter Out. It's at helpareporter.com. It's a group that was founded by Peter Shankman, whom I had the pleasure of meeting back in January at Affiliate Summit. And great guy, sharp as a tack, man. This guy is smart. He created a group on Facebook where he connected sources with reporters. And it grew and grew and grew, and it kind of grew way past Facebook, and now it's its own thing. You sign up for the mailing list, and what they do is they send you an email 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. And in each email is a series of queries from reporters looking for sources. So, for example, it's a little tough to read here on this screen, but maybe the business and finance category. You know, maybe a reporter for the New York Times is looking for an expert about some financial question. If you're doing a podcast about finances and you can answer that question, email the reporter. They'll interview you, they'll source you in their article with a link back to your website from the New York Times, which is extremely, extremely valuable. I wish I could show it because it's a little fuzzy, but there was one on this list where a reporter was looking for people who host events at pizza places. They wanted to interview people who host events at places like this, you know, if you've been successful at it and whatnot. So, great service. Helpareporter.com, and definitely check them out. Yeah.
Would you recommend that you, like my website's called Craft Fantastic, that's
okay.
My business name. Should I call my podcast the same name?